is another landmark day in the Ram Janambhoomi Babri Masjid dispute, with the Supreme Court now taking steps for an amicable solution. So it's not just a solution, it's a solution that is amicable. And with me today to dwell on this subject is the Tribune's legal editor, Mr. Satya Prakash. Mr. Satya Prakash has been very closely covering the Babri Masjid Ram Janambhoomi dispute. And here, my first poser to Mr. Satya Prakash. Satyaji, what does the Supreme Court really mean by an amicable solution?
Well, because the case has been pending in the Supreme Court for the last almost 9 years, because the matter came over here in the year 2010, and since then it is pending before the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court is almost they have completed the procedural formalities except for certain issues relating to original translation of the documents, which were in 6 or 7 languages. Pending that issue, the Supreme Court said, why not try mediation? Because if there is mediation of the matter, all the parties, they can accept it. Because mediation, any solution is implemented only if and only when all the parties to the dispute, they agree to a particular thing, and then accordingly the court issues a decree based on the consensus. That is the beauty of mediation. The court said, since it will take 8 weeks to get over the issue of translation of original documents, so in that period, the court said we'll try mediation. There were several issues before the court, but the court said no, let's first try mediation. And the most important part of mediation is that the 3 people who have been appointed as mediators, Justice Kaifullah, who is a former Supreme Court judge, he of course knows all the legal aspects of mediation. Sri Ravi Shankar, many of our viewers may not know that he is also a mediator of in a different field. Like he has mediated between various parties at international level. He has done mediation in Colombia and several other places where very contentious issues and where parties, they were actually fighting against each other. He managed to bring them together on a negotiation table.
And Satyaji, what about the third person?
Third person is also he is a senior lawyer from Chennai, but he is considered to be pioneer of mediation in India. Mediation, because in courts generally we know that any dispute we go to courts, and courts because we have adversarial system where one party and the other party, they fight before the court, they present their cases and try to prove the other side wrong, and the judge has to decide whether the version of the first party or the second party is right, and accordingly he delivers the verdict. But Mr. Panchu is considered to be pioneer of mediation in India, because earlier it was being tried in the US and several other Western countries. In India, it's one of the major alternative disputes resolution mechanisms, and since 2005 in India it's being tried. Panchu has pioneered it. He has even, I have seen him in Delhi delivering lectures, training lawyers and judges on mediation. So he is also one of the best legal minds so far as mediation is concerned.
And Mr. Satya, as we have a saying in Hindi, Jab Miyan Bibi Razi. So what is the attitude of the parties in the dispute to this Ram Janambhoomi Babri Masjid dispute? How many parties are there in the dispute, and what is their respective stand towards mediation as such?
Well, so far as the Allahabad High Court verdict of September 30, 2010 is concerned, there were 3 parties. The property was disputed. Disputed property was distributed between the 3 parties, and they were Sunni Waqf Board, Ram Lalla and Nirmohi Akhara. These were the 3 parties. But so far as Supreme Court here is concerned, there are several, I suppose 14 or 15 civil suits are pending before the Supreme Court. Even those who were not, did not get anything in that verdict, they have also challenged it. The Muslim parties to the dispute, the Sunni Waqf Board and there are several others, they all have supported mediation. That's the most important part. Even Nirmohi Akhara has supported mediation, but Ram Lalla and some other Hindu parties to the dispute, they have opposed it. They said mediation has been tried right from 1990s when Narasimha Rao tried to rope in Chandra Swami and some other saints to find an amicable solution. Thereafter, even Sankaracharya tried to intervene and find an amicable solution. Sri Ravi Shankar has been saying for several years that there should be an amicable solution to the dispute, and that should be through negotiations. But then in 2017, even Justice J.S. Kher, who was then Chief Justice of India, he said, I am ready to mediate if the parties agree. So let's first try mediation. But then all the parties said no, it has been tried time and again and it may not succeed. So accordingly, that time it was said, since parties are not agreeing, we will not try. But here, two of the parties, they have agreed, that is the Muslim side, that is Sunni Waqf Board and Nirmohi Akhara. The Hindu parties and mainly Ram Lalla did not agree to the mediation.
So, what is this time window for this initiative? As you put it, this is the second attempt at mediation. And what is the time window? How much time will the Supreme Court give for this mediation? And if mediation does not succeed, then what next?
Well, mediation, the court has asked the mediators three things. One is the mediators can co-opt other mediators. There are three to start with, but if they think they need some other people to help in the process, they can co-opt certain other mediators. One. And second is, they can also decide their own mechanism. So far as proceedings are concerned, they would decide how to go about it. Third, the court has given them 4 weeks time to file a report before the court. So in the next 4 weeks, and that 4-week period will begin with the first date of proceedings. Suppose they begin the proceedings tomorrow, so from tomorrow it will be 4 weeks. So they have been asked to file a report before the court about the progress in mediation, and accordingly the court might give them further time, or maybe if they say that there is no progress and there is no likelihood of any progress, maybe the proceedings would be over. But to my understanding, the first report of the mediators, it would indicate whether there is deadlock or whether it is going towards some sort of solution, or if there is any progress. So first they are supposed to indicate within next 4 weeks whether there is any progress or not, and accordingly the court might give them further time, or maybe they will be back to square one and then the court proceedings would commence, or rather resume.
So basically, by the first week of April, we will know whether mediation has succeeded in this long-standing dispute that has caused a lot of communal discord. And after the first week of April, then perhaps the court will take another view on the report after the report comes, and then it will take a view?
Yes. In the first week of April, we would know whether it's on track or it has got derailed, and accordingly the court might take a call. But the important part is just to keep it on track. The court has said there will be no media reporting of the proceedings of mediation. So who said what during the mediation, that will not be made public, and to my understanding it is a very well thought out decision of the court, because if on such a contentious issue daily reporting is done on a daily basis, who said what, and we as journalists we try to do things, and sometimes people create hype about such things. Given the sensitive nature of the issue, the court has taken a very sensible decision that, and otherwise also, generally in mediations, the proceedings are in camera.
So basically the Supreme Court has tried a new track. Instead of the regular court proceedings, it has thought of mediation to resolve this dispute. And as Mr. Satya was telling us, by the first week of April we shall know whether this initiative towards mediation has succeeded or not. But for the next 1 month, viewers will not know what is going on in the mediation committee, because the Supreme Court has put a blanket ban on media reporting about these proceedings in view of the sensitivity of the case. So thank you so much, Mr. Satya Prakash, and thank you so much, Mr. Mukesh, for filming this. I'm Sandeep Dixit signing off from Facebook Live.
Thank you, Sandeep ji.